Ag Bioscience, the #1 ag tech podcast globally, is now available on video. Hear from leaders and innovators across food, animal health, plant science, ag tech, and agriculture. Mondays at 6 a.m. on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. While you're there, subscribe and leave us a review. It's the Ag Bioscience Podcast with Agronovis Indiana. Get more information at agronovisindiana.com.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, July 13th, 2026. I'm Alex Braun. South Korea-based SK Hynix began groundwork in April on its $3.87 billion semiconductor packaging plant in West Lafayette, about 2 years since plans for the project were first announced. In that time, demand for the next-generation specialized chips has only grown, a product of the boom in demand for artificial intelligence processes. But backlash to the SK Hynix facility's location, near residential developments, also grew among some in the community. Last year, in fact, lawsuits quickly followed a local decision to rezone the area for industrial uses. And despite construction starting, a judge recently set trial dates in December when opponents will argue to undo that zoning decision. Construction, however, continues to move forward. SK Hynix recently received a permit to build the facility's structure, and the city continues to make infrastructure upgrades as the company aims for production to begin in 2028. The Indiana Department of Transportation is set to begin construction today on a long-awaited project designed to improve travel along Interstate 64 in Floyd County. The $312 million Improve 64 project is designed to provide added traffic capacity, improved safety, and operational upgrades to the corridor between US 150 and Main Street in New Albany. The project, which is expected to take more than 3 years to complete, will include added travel lanes and interchange improvements and bridge and culvert replacement and rehabilitation. For the first time in 104 years, the historic Monon Bell Classic between DePaul University and Wabash College will not take place in either Greencastle or Crawfordsville. The universities announced Friday that this year's matchup, featuring one of college football's oldest rivalries, will be held at Schumann Stadium on the campus of Ball State University in Muncie. This year is DePauw's turn to host the annual game, but construction on the university's new $80 million Blackstock Stadium and Athletics Performance Center forced the need for a new location. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
A Monroe County judge on Friday found that a law giving Governor Mike Braun full control of Indiana University's Board of Trustee membership is constitutional. IIB's Aubriana Herron has more.
State law has required 3 members to be alumni directly elected by other alumni since 1891, a unique system among Indiana's public universities until House Enrolled Act 1001 took effect last May. Amendments slipped into the biennial budget bill allow Braun to select all 9 board members. 5 must be IU alumni, but potential picks aren't reviewed by the Alumni Association. The powerful board is responsible for IU's budget, tuition rates, and academic programs. The American Civil Liberties Union of Indiana filed suit last May on behalf of alumnus Justin Vassell. He was one of 6 eligible nominees to fill an upcoming vacancy whose campaigns were cut short by the law. The ACLU argued that alumni of other public schools like Purdue University, Ball State University, and Indiana State University get more input because their alumni associations get to recommend several appointments to the governor. Special Judge Eric Allen determined that Vassell suffered a direct injury and had legal standing to sue, but the plaintiffs' claim that IU alumni were uniquely disenfranchised is not accurate, Allen wrote in a decision. He granted the state summary judgment, which can still be appealed. Abriana Herron, Inside Indiana Business, Radio.
The University of Notre Dame's McKenna Center for Human Development and Global Business has received a nearly $40,000 state grant to develop an artificial intelligence-powered business coaching platform for low-income and disadvantaged entrepreneurs in Northwest Indiana. The university said the grant, awarded through Indiana's Community Collaboration Fund, will support the development of the AI Pocket Mentor, a digital business coach that will be available around the clock through smartphones. Indianapolis Fire Department Chief Ernest Malone is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.